All right, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, taught us this 100% truth. Shalom to the elect, the 144,000, first and foremost, pushing this truth in all sincerity in the four quarters of the earth. Lord willing, we be of that number. I'm your brother Tabal Yakunah.
I'm the brother of war.
All right, and we're two brothers here from Great Millstone Atlanta camp. We're just gonna go into some current things going on in the world real quick. Just a nice, quick, almost a Godspeed, if you will. And if you want to start out with that.
Come. So this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 5, and it reads, "Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man."
Yeah, who is that proud man? That's Esau, Edom, so-called white man. All right, transgresseth by wine. That wine meaning, he pushes his philosophies throughout the whole world, and his philosophies goes into a lot of these religious beliefs, just things that are out of order. The normalization of murder and homosexuality and these types of things, man. Democracy,
Right. Using the sword to solve your problems.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It reads, "Neither keepeth at home." So he going around spreading this wine.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to be at home and sip on your wine.
Right.
But you not keeping at home. You going around and giving everybody else of your wine.
Yeah,
and making them drunk.
That's right, bro. Go ahead.
It says, "Who enlargeth his desire as hell,
Mm-hmm.
and as death." Right, because that's all that his philosophy, that's all that his way of life brings you to. Hell, it brings you to the grave, brings you to a lower state, because firstly, as Israelites specifically, if we operate through the spirit of Esau, Edom, we move and how he moved, we were given laws that told us not to do anything of that sort. So we are punished. We are the effect of us actually operating in his spirit and following what he tell us to do. We get harsher consequences than all of the other nations.
Yeah, because we're the Lord's people, man.
Right.
This book is about the Israelites, man, and our relationship with Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, bro.
It reads, and is as death,
Mm-hmm.
and cannot be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that he do, satisfies him.
Yeah, he's insatiable. He has an insatiable appetite. He's all over the place. And also, ultimately, because Revelation 12 and 12, he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Yep.
And we know that short time is going into his plan, his NWO, man, his New World Order plan.
Mm-hmm.
His digital system that he's trying to implement throughout the whole world. We see it gradually being pushed on the whole world, man, piece by piece. We already see China over there. They basically got the blueprint of it. And ultimately, that NWO is going to be sealed with a chip.
Yep.
Revelation 13, verse 16 and 17. But if you want to grab that, was you done with that?
It reads, "But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people."
Yeah.
And that's going into what you were just saying.
Yeah.
That MOTB is ultimately go gather all of the nations, and all of these nations are going to be pushing that MOTB.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be headed by Esau, Edom.
That's right. Grab that chat, because hey, man, just going into him heaping nations, the tariffs alone is already putting him on a global. Just a day or two ago, he put a 15. Nero 47 put a 15% tax on the whole damn world. How you gonna put a 15% tariff on the whole world?
Right.
So this is him trying to get in the business of everybody and making no bones about it. Before before it was kind of like, yeah, we're over here, hush, hush. Yeah, we're over there, hush, hush. Now it's just like, speaking boldly, that man that speaking bold and loud words, man, But you got that.
Now we go briefly get into the uproar that's going on in Mexico, and kind of go into the reason of it. Now I'm gonna read. It says, "What sparked the uproar?" Because there's a uproar and violence going on in Mexico right now. It says number one, death of a top cartel leader, and you could read this, Baba Kwasha.
All right.
Because I don't really know how to pronounce that.
The Mexican military killed
Yup.
Nemesio El Mencho Oseguera Cervantes.
And it reads, and he is the leader of
Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CGNG.
Right, that's the abbreviation of it, CJNG.
Yeah, CJNG.
Now you all good. It says this is one of the most powerful and violent drug cartels in Mexico and across the U.S. Mexico drug trade. So this is crucial. This is dire to the cartel when it comes to the leader. It says, now this is where the U.S. Esau Edom is putting his fingers in their affairs. Says U.S. authorities had placed up to a $15 million bounty on him due to his role in trafficking fentanyl, meth, and cocaine.
Yeah. So yeah, we were just discussing how the hell is the U.S. authorities, because that's kind of getting into people's, butting your nose into people's business, man. We just read that in Habakkuk 2:5, how he transgresseth by wine, and he neither keepeth at home, man.
Yep.
You're going to put a $15 million bounty on the head of somebody that's outside of your borders, but, trying to disguise it as like, they're bringing, drugs into the country.
Which you allowed.
You're allowing them. You're allowing it to happen.
Right.
The drugs fuel this whole place, basically. America's just a big party. It's a great city and it's a big party land, man. So the drugs fuel the prison system, all right? Which that goes into the courts and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's billions of dollars going into that system, man.
Right.
And ultimately that's slavery, and ultimately it's slavery on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The majority of the prison population is made up of you guys.
Yep.
So just to that point, it's just showing how this devil is in other people's affairs, and they use economics to do that. It's another thing. We spoke about the tariffs. They're using the dollar to make moves on these countries, man, one way or another, man. So you got it.
It reads, this killing is seen as a major blow to the CJNG leadership, but it also triggered an unprecedented violent reaction. Now we go get into some examples of the reaction, different things that's happening. It says what the cartels are doing now. Number one, violent retaliation and chaos. Right, it reads, cartel loyalists have responded with roadblocks nationwide using burning trucks and cars, over 250 reported blockades across many Mexican states. Also, arson attacks on infrastructure, businesses, and vehicles, clashes with security forces resulting in dozens of deaths, attacks on prisons, and attempted jailbreaks in some areas. These actions are meant to both retaliate and to intimidate authorities and civilians while demonstrating that the cartel remains powerful. So it's all over. It's all kinds of dysfunction, chaos, and confusion going on over there right now.
And Esau got that his his plan that he implements, that order out of chaos, man, that order ab chaos.
Yep.
All right. You got that in Matthew 24. Because this is stirring up all kinds of confusion, and this is all ultimately is the plans of the elite bankers, to create confusion, but also, it's a sign that his world is coming down. Esau Edom's world is coming down. It's written in 2nd Ezra 6:9. Man, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right. It reads in the book of Matthew chapter 24 and 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And this is kind of, the cartel, in a way, declaring war against their own military. Because their military is the one that, killed them.
Yeah.
They want their military to, come stop us.
Yeah.
You see what we doing to the cities. You see what we doing, how we terrorizing everybody. Come step up.
Right.
And rumors of wars. They spreading all kind of information. Is coming out that they spreading false news.
Yeah.
Rumors.
Yeah.
It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right, it's going to get worse. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation. Esau Edom, he's rising up. He's getting into other people's businesses. And kingdom against kingdom. We seeing what's going on with Iran and the U.S., Israel, Russia,
Venezuela.
China. Exactly.
Yep.
These are all kingdoms. It says, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And them earthquakes is, ultimately the Lord, shaking this place up naturally. And when it comes to the famines and the pestilence, that's ultimately going to be a result of what these nations are doing through the Lord, possessing them to pretty much go all out and destroy themselves. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So this is the beginning of, the day of darkness. Jacob's trouble fully commencing.
The war of Armageddon.
Right.
About to happen in the Middle East, that Levant region. Bibi Netanyahu, that dude, and Trump, as the scriptures say, the least of the flock shall draw them out. Jeremiah 49th chapter. That least of the flock is Amalek. And the Iranians over there, they're about to start up the war of Armageddon, man, or the war of the mountain of troops, Harmageddon in the Hebrew.
Yep.
All right. And so things are just ramping up, and these people confused. They don't know what the hell's going on. Your average Joe Blow Israelite or anybody don't know what the hell can't put the pieces together, man. But we got the Spirit through the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and the Ruach HaKodesh, to decipher what's going on all through these prophecies.
Yep.
You got any ending statements, bro?
This is the beginning of sorrows,
Sorrows.
That's the time we in.
That's right. Hey, so Lord willing, that was edifying. Hey, we want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Hey, shalom to the elect, and double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Shalom.